I mean, the hostilities have ended. The crisis has concluded. There's not any more fighting going on. But I would argue that the situation remains very tense because the triggers for the crisis have not gone away. The issue of TTP, the terrorist group that is based in Afghanistan and has been carrying out attacks in Pakistan, the group's capacity to inflict harm on Pakistan has not been reduced. So that suggests that Pakistan may well decide to carry out additional cross-border counterterrorism activities in Afghanistan. And if that were to happen, the Taliban would retaliate once again. You also have a very tense relationship between the Pakistani government and the Taliban. They used to be allies during the US-led war in Afghanistan, but now they have a very fraught relationship. So the tensions remain very high. I think that India is certainly going to be watching very carefully what is going on. I mean, it is notable that the Taliban foreign minister was in India when Pakistan carried out the initial strikes in Afghanistan that precipitated the crisis. There's not a role for India to play. It has a hostile relationship with Pakistan. But India is clearly trying to increase and strengthen its ties with the Taliban, which for many years had had a hostile relationship with India. So in that sense, from a zero-sum context, India would likely prefer to see Pakistan getting bogged down on the border and experiencing difficulties in its relationship with the Taliban at a moment when India is trying to capitalize, take advantage of Pakistan's tensions with the Taliban. India wants to try to gain an upper hand in Afghanistan, a country that has long been a battleground for India-Pakistan competition. Well, again, I don't expect there to be a conflict. I mean, what does help the Taliban is that during the last few days or the last few weeks of the NATO presence in Afghanistan, the Afghan National Security Forces they collapsed, and many of their heavy and very impressive forms of weaponry were seized by the Taliban and other actors as well. I said that the Taliban do not have the capacity to fight the Pakistani military in a conventional war. However, the Taliban have been able to increase, or should I say, improve the capacities and the complexities of their own weaponry. So that suggests the capacity to do some damage to Pakistan, even if we're talking about a limited form. I mean, we saw during this most recent crisis that the Taliban forces attacked Pakistani border posts, and they had the advanced weaponry to do that type of thing. So, I think that we should not overstate the potential for a major conflict, but I think at the same time, we should not minimize just how serious even a limited type of conflict between Pakistan and the Taliban could be, particularly in terms of the loss of lives that could come, the casualty figures that could come, and indeed also the risk of reprisal attacks by the terrorists against the Pakistani security forces, which could, of course, worsen the very problem that Pakistan has sought to address by launching those strikes in recent days.